The Box is now 4Kids TV.
We're 4Kids!
Who else remembers watching 4Kids TV on an early Saturday morning? I'm talking about some banger shows like Sonic X, Kirby Right Back at You, Shaolin Showdown, Beautiful Joe. Y'all remember Cubics? And of course, Yu-Gi-Oh! And One Piece. Such a nostalgic group of shows. I'm here to talk about the censorship that 4Kids had in its programming, because with the name of the channel being 4Kids TV, it was very obvious that the demographic that was being targeted was young children. And with Japanese animations finding their way into the program, they had to make some adjustments to make it more kid-friendly. Some of them being self-explanatory, like changing guns to super soakers, and some of them being a little out there, like why did they change Zoro's name to Zolo?
My name's Roranora Zolo.
No, it's not! With all these changes happening, you would think that the show's quality would suffer, and believe me, it did. For the most part. I mean, come on. Have you heard the bop of an intro that the 4Kids had for the original One Piece?
Yo!
Dreaming. Don't give it up, Luffy. Dreaming. Don't give it up, Zoro. Wait, even the intro knows it's Zoro. Anyways, the whole point of this video is about one alteration to the show they made. And by the thumbnail, you probably already know it's about Sanji. The gist is that Sanji is a chef of the Straw Hat Pirates that loves hitting on women and smoking. Kind of a hard character to promote in a children's show. So one of the changes that they made to Sanji was making his cigarettes lollipops, which for one is a big brain move by the show writers, because instead of having to remove the cigarettes and the smoke every single scene and making so much more work, they can just leave it in and make it the stick to the sucker. This did, however, lead to some very strange clips.
Zolo! What's all that noise?
Sanji's lollipop. I want to find out what he's always slurping on.
But if you really think about it, it makes so much more sense for Sanji to be eating lollipops and smoking cigarettes. First thing that comes to mind is the health issue that can be drawn from smoking in a kitchen environment. Coming from a man that refuses to fight with his hands because he believes that he should only use them for cooking, you think Sanji would want his food smoke and ash free. And yes, before you say, "He probably just doesn't smoke while he's cooking," you'd be wrong. I think out of all the shots of Sanji actually cooking in One Piece so far, you'd have a harder time finding a scene where he isn't smoking compared to when he is. This also carries over to Sanji's sense of taste and smell, which has been reported that people who constantly smoke have their senses dulled over the years, and we know Sanji is a chain smoker. I just can't emphasize enough that if Sanji is dead set to become such a great chef, that he wouldn't handicap himself in these ways. Another great comparison can be drawn from Sanji's backstory. The short side of it is Sanji ended up on a deserted island with very little food and almost starved to death. And you could say it's a bit of a stretch, but when you think of candy like a piece of chocolate, eat it and the chocolate's gone. But with lollipops, you know, they're made to be enjoyed over time. You savor them. At least that's just my thought anyway. Big spoiler ahead. I'm talking 571 episodes in. The biggest reason that I think Sanji's cigarettes turned into candy was a straight W is, drumroll, Whole Cake Island. For the people that don't know, Whole Cake Island is an arc where Sanji's family is introduced, and he's being arranged to be married to one of the daughters of Big Mom. This ultimately leads Sanji falling in love and leaving the Straw Hat Pirates on an island completely made of sweets and candy. Now, one of the best parts of being a One Piece fan is how crazy Oda's foreshadowing can be in the manga and the anime. But 4Kids TV not only foreshadowed this very emotional moment, but they could have told the future, because One Piece East Blue was airing in the West around 2004, and Whole Cake Island didn't even come out in Japan for the manga until almost a half a decade later in December of 2011. And to me, that's the reason that this little change that was made to make a character in the show more PC is one of the greatest forms of censorship that we've ever seen.